Hi everyone, this is Christine from Haberdashery. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to dye upholstered chairs using RIT fabric dye. And this is going to be based on an article that I found online from the actual RIT site itself. Because of the look of these chairs, I thought they'd make great gothic chairs, so we're going to try to get them as dark black as possible. Here's the dye that we purchased from the store. This is the RIT dye in the color Graphite. And we're not going to be needing these. I'm not sure how much dye we need, but directions ask for about 4 gallons of hot water per bottle. First, you want to clean the upholstered surface. I would just use a gentle cleaner and some warm water to get the majority of the stains out. And I would also make sure that you thoroughly clean and wash the area to make sure all the soap or any of the cleaner is completely rinsed out of the upholstery so that you don't have to worry about it washing out the dye as well. To apply the dye, we're using our HDX handheld sprayer. It also asks for about 4 gallons of hot water per bottle. So we're going to have our electric kettle ready. Directions say to heat up the water to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about boiling. I'll go ahead and list all the tools and materials below. Just be very careful when pouring the water because it's going to be really hot. Make sure to mix the dye thoroughly with the hot water before putting on the top with either a ladle or a mixing stick. You definitely don't want any pressure to be building up. And if you can, you might want to spray outdoors like we're doing out here, maybe on the grass, somewhere where you don't mind any dye getting on, because it can get onto pavement as well as any kind of fabrics or porous surfaces. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it this way because of the hot water, it's not too bad. You could always just paint it on with a brush too. We'll be showing you how to do that in one of the applications.
For this project, you may need to repeat application after you've rinsed and let it dry a little bit to get to the color you want.
It took about 1 to 2 hours for the chairs to dry completely in the sun. So we basically rinsed the dye from the upholstery until it came out clear. We'll repeat this process a few more times until we get the results we want. I'm running out of dyes, so for my 6th and probably last application, I'm going to do one of the ways that the instructions had said, which was to brush it on. So I have this used brush right here, and I'm going to be doing about the same thing with the water, except I'm going to be pouring it into this bucket, and then we're going to go ahead and brush it on. So here's the look after 24 hours and 6 applications of dye. I don't necessarily think this was a fail on my part, but I do believe there's some ways we could have troubleshooted this. Bright colors obviously dye a lot better. I think brushing on the whole time might have worked a little better too. Definitely maybe leaving the dye a little longer, and maybe even having a different dye or technique altogether. I think I'm gonna do one more technique that we've been talking about, which is to actually use some of my chalk paint from Dixie Belle. So tune in for our next video, and then we'll definitely see if we can kind of get these chairs a little bit more darker than what we're seeing here. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more fun videos.